The top stories tonight in Y News. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. announces that the government is lifting the price caps on rice.
The House of Representatives has until October 10 to finalize amendments on the 2024 proposed national budget.
The Philippine Coast Guard successfully identifies the ship believed to have collided with a Filipino fishing boat in the West Philippine Sea.
And the United States sanctions Chinese companies over the production of a highly addictive drug.
Good evening, Philippines and the world. Today is Wednesday, October 4, 2023. Join us in the next hour as we deliver today's top stories around the Philippines and in other parts of the world. I am Joselito Liquido.
We are also seen in 1,935 satellite monitoring centers nationwide and via live streaming worldwide through the UNTV News and Rescue social media channels. I am Marvi Delfin.
First in the news. The small committee in the House of Representatives tasked to receive and resolve the individual amendments on the 2024 national budget has until October 10 to finish the task. Meanwhile, a political strategist dares House Speaker Martin Romualdez to create an oversight committee for confidential funds. Rosalie Cos will tell us why.
The small committee in the House of Representatives tasked to receive and resolve the individual amendments to the House Bill number 8980 or the fiscal year 2024 General Appropriations Bill has until October 10 to finish the task. The committee conducted its first organizational meeting on October 3, Tuesday. According to Ako Bicol Party List Representative Elizalde Co, chair of the House Committee on Appropriations, there are various budget items for amendments including the confidential and intelligence funds or CIFs of several civilian agencies. The small committee will announce the changes at the proper time and thus appeals to public to bear with them and allow to perform their assigned task. In line with this, Albay 1st District Representative and Independent Minority Solon Edsel Lagman reiterates all agencies not entitled to confidential and intelligence funds must be deprived of secret funds in their entirety. This is in reaction with reports that allocations of confidential and intelligence funds to some agencies will only be reduced. Meanwhile, political strategist Malu Tiquia dares House Speaker Martin Romualdez to push for the creation of an oversight committee for CIFs. This after the critics questioned the allocation of confidential funds to the Office of the Vice President.
As a reform measure, bakit hindi simulan ni Speaker to create a standing?
Yun na po.
Okay. Pangalawa kong suggestion, it can be a joint Senate and House.
Marikina City 2nd District Representative and House Committee on Appropriations Senior Vice Chairperson Stella Kimbo has already pushed for the creation of a special oversight committee to increase transparency in the government agencies' use of CIFs. Rosalie Cos, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. announced that the government is lifting the price caps on rice, saying the move is timely as the administration carries out various measures to shield the poor and the most vulnerable. Nel Maribuhok reports.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. lifted the rice price ceiling. The president made the announcement during a rice distribution activity in Taguig City that beginning this Wednesday, October 4, the rice price cap will be lifted.
Well, I think it's the appropriate time since namimigay tayo ng mga bigas. Yes, we are as of today, we are lifting the price caps on the rice, both for the regular milled rice and for the well-milled rice. So, tinatanggal na natin yung mga control.
The Department of Trade and Industry, Agriculture Department, and other entities met with the President during a palace sectoral meeting on Tuesday to discuss the present indicators to lift price cap on rice. Despite this, President Marcos said that the work to improve the agricultural sector will still persist. He also promised to continue providing assistance that the government has been extending to farmers and to the most underprivileged families. To address increasing rice prices in Metro Manila, the President announced that he has instructed House Speaker Martin Romualdez initiate an activity for the National Capital Region.
Ngayon, ang gagawin is the 33 NCR congressmen will be giving the assistance na magbibigay tayo ng bigas doon sa iba't ibang area dito sa Metro Manila.
PBBM, who currently serves as Agriculture Chief, signed Executive Order number 39 on September 5, setting price caps on regular and well-milled rice in the whole country. Nel Maribuho, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
And now the summary report on the swelling and bleeding around the brain. This is the account of the tragic circumstances surrounding 14-year-old Francis Gumikib as detailed in the death certificate released by the Rodriguez Medical Center. Alan Manansala will tell us why.
In the unfolding tragedy of young Francis Gumikib, Mrs. Elena Mingoy's conviction that her 14-year-old son might have met his untimely demise due to a teacher's slap has only strengthened. While some argue that death from a single slap seems improbable, the possibility remains that her child suffered severe harm from a powerful blow. According to the death certificate issued by the Amang Rodriguez Medical Center, the presence of global brain edema and acute intraparenchymal hemorrhage indicating swelling and bleeding around the brain raises concerns about potential abuse being the cause of the victim's premature passing.
Ang sintomas po na lumabas sa kanya nung dinala ko po siya ng amang, yun po pagsusuka, pagsusuka po, tapos yung mga kinain niya po, tapos pananakit ng ulo, tapos pag sumakit daw ang ulo niya, parang maraming gumagapang sa tainga niyang, sa kanang tainga niya, maraming gumagapang, tapos sobrang sakit daw po talaga ng ulo niya, pati mata niya ng lalabo. Nung na-admit na po kami sa ER, sumuka po siya ng dugot.
Last night, the principal of Peña Francia Elementary School informed Mrs. Elena that the involved teacher expressed a desire to speak with her regarding the incident. It's reported that the teacher deeply regrets their action. However, Mrs. Elena still grapples with accepting the teacher's apology.
Hindi po masasapatan ng sorry ang buhay ng anak ko.
Earlier today, at around 11:30 a.m., the death certificate and the child's body were brought to Camp Crame by the PNP Antipolo City to conduct an autopsy. This autopsy aims to provide stronger evidence to determine whether the 14-year-old teenager indeed succumbed to the effects of the teacher's slap. According to Police Lieutenant Colonel Ryan Manungdo, the Chief of Police of Antipolo City PNP, there are also prominent witnesses to the incident of abuse against the student.
So one of the evidence na meron tayo is yung statement nga ng kanyang mga classmate at yung magulang. At pero ang mas matimbang dito ay yung autopsy report po sana upang mas maisampa natin ng airtight yung ating complaint.
In an interview, DepEd spokesperson ASEC Francis Bringas mentioned that the teacher involved in the incident has been placed on leave while the investigation is ongoing. Based on DepEd's Child Protection Policy Manual, teachers are strictly prohibited from employing corporal punishment or physical discipline to discipline a student. Alan Manansala, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
The Commission on Elections, or COMELEC, filed disqualification cases against a team of barangay candidates in Los Baños, Laguna. Dante Amento tells us why.
Sangguniang barangay member Efren Eugenio is now running for barangay chairman in Barangay Bayog, Los Baños, Laguna for the upcoming elections. He admitted that he posted a picture of their team or group on his social media account on August 25, 3 days before the filing of the certificate of candidacy. But he allegedly forgot to remove it until the COC filing period.
Ngayon pa man, nakakalungkot lang din kung nakagawa kami ng violation. It was not intended ng inyo pong lingkod at syempre at lalo po ng aking team na sila naman po ay nadamay lang dahil ako po yung nag-post eh.
Somebody took a screenshot of his post and reported the same to the Commission on Elections, or COMELEC Task Force Anti-EPAL. Yesterday, the task force formally filed disqualification cases against their entire team for premature campaigning. Eugenio believes it was their opponent's move or a concerned citizen who made the report.
Wala naman po pwedeng ibang maging dahilan niya, kundi politika pa rin. So, maaring nasa ibang grupo, nasa kabilang grupo, kung sino man sila.
Ay nagtaka kami bakit merong reklamo na kami raw ay hindi ko rin naman alam dahil ako'y kasama lang doon sa grupo, kapit busy.
The group meanwhile stressed they will utilize all the legal remedies if the COMELEC disqualified them.
Ilalaban ko po dahil para na rin po sa kasamahan ko na feeling ko nadami lang sila dahil ako po talaga yung nakasuhan dahil cover photos ko yon.
COMELEC Chairman George Erwin Garcia, on the other hand, assures that they will decide on some DQ cases before the elections on October 30, 2023.
Makapag-disqualify tayo ng mga kandidato na mga pasaway at lumabag sa premature campaigning prohibition bago mag-eleksyon ng October 30.
Dante Amento, UNTV, News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
And for the news abroad, the United States is taking action against the Chinese supply of a highly addictive drug. Olga Chalian explains why.
The administration of President Joe Biden has levied sanctions upon 28 Chinese entities and individuals directly linked to the global trafficking of the deadly drug fentanyl. In a statement on Tuesday, October 3, United States Attorney General Merrick Garland underscored that the perilous supply chain of fentanyl, responsible for numerous American lives lost, often initiates with Chinese chemical enterprises. The Department of Justice has unsealed indictments indicting 8 companies and 12 employees based in China for their involvement in the production and distribution of fentanyl and methamphetamine, emphasizing the gravity of the issue. However, China's embassy spokesperson in Washington, Liu Pengyu, criticized the United States' actions, asserting China's firm stance on counter-narcotics. Garland also highlighted that the Chinese government displayed no cooperation with U.S. authorities during the investigations, and as of now, none of the defendants have been apprehended. Olga Chalian, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
We'll share more global stories with you later.
For those watching our live streaming on YouTube, please click the subscribe button you see on your screen and ring the bell for notification. You may also follow us on Facebook. The Philippine Coast Guard has successfully identified the ship believed to have collided with a Filipino fishing boat in the West Philippine Sea, occurring 85 nautical miles from Bajo de Masinloc. Following thorough cross-references conducted by the PCG, it was determined that at the time of the incident, the Pacific Ana, a crude oil tanker from the Marshall Islands, was passing through the site. The vessel was en route from Korea and headed towards Singapore.
ongoing pa rin na tumutugma naman yung statement ng mga fishermen doon sa description ng Pasipikaana. Tapos based doon sa monitoring natin, Pasipikaana din talaga yung parang vessel na nandoon during that particular time.
PCG continues to conduct a comprehensive investigation into the incident. Regrettably, 3 individuals have been confirmed dead in this tragic incident, including the owner and captain of the fishing boat.
Patulungan po kami ng presidente na matulungan po kami na mga naulila, tapos yung mga paano yung mga tao, gano'n.
Sana po malukit po yung barko na yan. Nawalan po kami ng mga kasawan, nawalan po kami ng anak buhay. Paano po ngayon po? Paano yung pamilya namin, bilang manamay at kunting tulong po.
A lawmaker wants the Philippine government to file criminal and civil charges against the oil tanker that rammed the Philippine fishing vessel off the waters of Bajo de Masinloc, where 3 Filipino fishermen have died. Senate President Juan Miguel Migs Zubiri says the filing can be initiated by the Philippine Coast Guard in local courts or international courts where the oil tanker is registered. He adds civil indemnities should be demanded for the bereaved families. The Senate leader believes the oil tanker is liable under the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea or UNCLOS that stipulates the code of conduct in international waters.
Parang hit and run incident yan eh. Na alam na nila na binunggo nila yung barko, ay yung fishing vessel, tapos lumubog, hindi nila tinulungan, pinabayaan. Kung may clear intent na gawin yun, that of course, charges of homicide can be filed against the ship captain and the ship mates involved. Kailangan habulin itong tanker na ito at yung may-ari ng tanker na ito para sa hustisya, no, na hinahanap ng 3 pamilya na nawalan po ng kanilang mahal sa buhay.
Meanwhile, Senator Francis Tolentino proposes the increase of the budget of the Philippine National Police Maritime Group to bolster its law enforcement activities within the country's territorial waters.
More than 200 barangays have been classified by the Commission on Elections under the red category, signifying a critical need for heightened security during the upcoming barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections. JP Nunez will tell us why.
The Commission on Elections or COMELEC continue to identify areas of concern for the upcoming barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections this October 30. Out of 42,001 barangays in the country, 242 has been placed under red category. 1,257 are under orange. 1,077 falls under yellow, while the remaining number remains in green or generally peaceful areas. Under the red category, the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao or BARM remains on top, with 147 barangays need most security concern. Next is the Eastern Visayas with 60 barangays, while there are 21 barangays in Bicol Region and the remaining comes from different regions.
Yung BARM area naman ay alam natin na there are election violence, there are election-related incidents in the area even if sa NLE natin, so mas lalo, we are expecting na mas lalo sa barangay election because emotions, as I've said, emotions are high and the rivalry is much more intense compared to the national elections.
Based on the COMELEC, Philippine National Police and Armed Forces of the Philippines, they categorize the areas of concerns on several factors, including suspected election-related violence, intense political rivalries, possible deployment of partisan or private armed groups by candidates, politically motivated election-related incidents, and the history of areas being declared as concerns under COMELEC control. The Commission expects that while the voting period is coming, more areas may be placed under red category.
Historically, pag palapit na tayo sa election, mag-i-intensify yung rivalry kasi lalo't mag-iumpisa na yung campaign period, so yung sentiments ng mga tao, yung the emotions will be high, so we will be expecting a higher incidence, and the higher categories will be classified under the red.
Furthermore, Commissioner Amy Ferolino clarified that those areas placed under red category do not automatically considered under COMELEC-controlled areas.
In the red category, parang nasa watch list lang natin sila. Babantayan natin ng maigi kasi ito medyo pula na, so nanganganib. But it's not yet an area under COMELEC control, yung naka-red.
JP Nunez, UNTV, News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
The Pork Producers Federation of the Philippines is urging the government to establish a suggested retail price for pork, responding to the concerning escalation in pork prices. The Department of Agriculture's monitoring reveals that the price of kasim in Metro Manila markets varies from 260 to 330 pesos per kilogram, while liempo is priced between 290 to just under 370 pesos. However, in Malabon market, prices have surged to as high as 400 pesos per kilogram. In contrast, Hog Raisers Group emphasized that the farm gate price ranges only from 160 to 180 pesos.
Kung liempo, dapat mga 330 to 350. Kung yan ay umabot ng 400, merong problema. Merong nagsasamantala, it's either traders or retailers. Dapat umaksyon ang DTI. Magkano sila ng suggested retail price? Pero wag nilang gagawin yung price cap. Pagkat sinubukan na nila yan, lalong nawala ang karne sa palengke.
The groups point out that the competition posed by imported pork is a significant factor affecting the prices of locally produced pork.
A magnitude 6.2 earthquake rocked Dalupidi Island in Calayan, Cagayan once again at 11:35 a.m. earlier today, October 4, 2023. During the tremor, an 11-year-old child was reported injured, adding to the toll of this seismic incident. Grace Flores details why.
A 6.2 magnitude earthquake struck off the coast of Dalupiri Island in Calayan, Cagayan at 11:35 in the morning. According to the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, or PHIVOLCS, the earthquake's tectonic origin was later downgraded to a magnitude of 5.7. Intensity 5 was reported in the town of Calayan, with intensity 4 felt in various areas in Abra, Ilocos Norte, and other parts of Cagayan. Reports also indicate that tremors were felt in some other places in northern Luzon. The initial quake was followed by 4 aftershocks. Rueli Rapsing, the Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction Management Officer of Cagayan, reported that an 11-year-old boy sustained a head injury during the earthquake.
Initially, merong incident reported, 11 years old, nagkaroon ng injury, secondary to cerebral concussion.
The Municipal Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office, or MDRRMO Calayan, promptly responded to the incident, noting that the child was injured after running and crashing into their hut due to the shaking. The child was swiftly taken for treatment and is now in a stable condition. Authorities are currently conducting assessments to determine the extent of the damage caused by the earthquake.
Intensity 4 to intensity 3 lang ang naramdaman natin dito. It wouldn't cause any damage to any structure. So yung Calayan lang ang reported injury natin.
Employees at Tabuk City Hall were also rattled by the earthquake, captured in images scrambling in fear of the tremors. Grace Flores, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
And in other global news, Hunter Biden, the son of the United States President Joe Biden, has entered a not guilty plea to 3 federal firearms-related charges in Delaware. This move brings the case closer to a potential trial, potentially impacting the 2024 re-election bid of his father. James Hilario will tell us why.
Hunter Biden, son of United States President Joe Biden, has pleaded not guilty to 3 federal firearms-related charges in Delaware. These charges stem from allegations that he provided false information about his history of drug use when purchasing a firearm in October 2018. A proposed plea deal that could have resolved the case quickly fell apart earlier. U.S. Magistrate Judge Christopher Burke emphasized that Hunter Biden should not receive special treatment in the legal proceedings. Hunter Biden has been a frequent target of criticism from Republican lawmakers and conservative media who have made unverified claims about his involvement in alleged corrupt business activities. However, he has not faced any charges related to his foreign business dealings and maintains his innocence. The charges against Hunter Biden include 2 counts of making false statements and 1 count of illegal gun possession, carrying a potential maximum prison sentence of 25 years. The failed plea deal would have involved admitting guilt for misdemeanor tax charges and serving probation instead of jail time as long as he stayed out of legal trouble for 2 years. Hunter Biden has never held public office and has struggled with drug addiction, including during the time of his firearm purchase in 2018. The looming trial is scheduled close to the 2024 elections, is likely to intensify Republican efforts against the president, who is currently facing an impeachment inquiry. James Hilario, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
The European Union voted for draft rules requiring online platforms to carry news content for 24 hours before removing it, if the media breaches their content terms and conditions. This came after some media companies complained about decisions of large online platforms such as Google and Meta on their removing their content. Last year, Article 17 of the Media Freedom Act was proposed by the European Commission to ensure media diversity and freedom of speech. According to lawmakers, the online platform can delete or restrict a media content after a 24-hour period. However, media companies should be notified. However, according to Mathilde Adjutor, manager of the tech group CCIA Europe, which includes Google and Meta, this law could be used by some to spread disinformation and fake news. Meanwhile, lawmakers will need to provide more details on the proposed rules, while concerns about political intervention in media companies are rising as Poland and European parliaments election are nearing. Our kasangbahay. As the world faces these trying times amid the various challenges and uncertainties, we are inviting everyone to join the global prayer for humanity. From Monday to Friday, 9:30 p.m. Philippine time, through the social media accounts of the members Church of God International.
And before we close, we will leave you with the word giving glory to God from the book of Peter. 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 10 to 11. It says, "For he that will love life and see good days, let him refrain his tongue from evil, and his lips that they speak no guile. Let him eschew evil and do good. Let him seek peace and ensue it." And those are the reasons behind the news October 4, 2023. Reasons we deliver to you as they unfold. I am Marvy Delfin, live from Australia.
And because we need to know, we will always ask why. I am Joselito Liquido, live from Malaysia. We serve the people, we give glory to God.